Hello, and welcome to this tutorial on a vocabulary skill called understanding word parts. Have you ever put together a puzzle? The individual pieces represent smaller parts of the puzzle, and they have to be placed in the correct positions in order to create the overall larger picture. Many people begin with the border because all of these puzzle pieces have straight edges and they are easy to find. Once the four sides are in place, a person can then move on to the more complicated middle of the puzzle. Well, if you understand puzzle pieces and how they work together to create the overall picture, you will find that word parts are very similar. Word parts are like puzzle pieces because they contain smaller chunks of meaning. Likewise, when they are placed in the proper positions and used together, they create an overall word with a larger meaning. There are two basic kinds of word parts. There are roots and there are affixes. A root is the main part of a word. It is the main part to which other smaller parts can be added to make new words. These new words are sometimes referred to as derivatives or derivations. While you are already thinking about word parts as puzzle pieces, it is also helpful to think of a root as the root of a tree. Without a root, a tree will die. The same applies to a word. Without a root, a word will die. Additionally, other word parts are called affixes. Affixes are attached to the beginning or end of a root. If an affix is attached to the beginning of a root, it is called a prefix. Prefixes change the meaning of a root. If an affix is attached to the end of a root, it is called a suffix. While suffixes often change the meaning of a root, they can also change the part of speech of a root. Consider some examples of word parts. First, we have a root known as help, which is a verb meaning to give or provide what is necessary to accomplish a task or satisfy a need. Then we have a suffix, which is full. It's an adjective meaning full of. And we have a prefix, which is un, meaning not. So if you take the root help plus full, you get the word helpful. In this case, the suffix full was added to the end of the root help. While help is a verb by itself, it is changed into a descriptive adjective when the suffix full is added to it. Helpful is an adjective meaning full of giving or providing what is necessary to accomplish a task or satisfy a need. Practice what you know. Now, use these examples of word parts to answer the following question. We have a root, act, which is a verb meaning to operate or function in a particular way. We have a prefix, re, meaning again. We have a prefix, n, meaning to cause to be in. And we have a suffix, ment, which means a resulting state. Given the word reenactment, which of the following statements is true? Is it A, the word contains two suffixes and one prefix? Is it B, the word contains two prefixes and one suffix? Is it C, the word does not contain a root? Or is it D, the word does not contain any affixes? Click on the letter of the best answer choice. Nice selection. The word reenactment contains three affixes, which would be two prefixes, re and n, and one suffix meant the root is act. So if you chose letter B, you are correct. So remember, words are like puzzles that can be broken down into smaller pieces called roots and affixes. A prefix is an affix that is attached to the beginning of a root and changes the root's meaning. A suffix is an affix that is attached to the end of a root. It can change the root's meaning and part of speech. Thank you for viewing this tutorial.